If you can hear my voice, it's okay. You can say amen to that song. DJ D, one more time.
Amen.
One more time. Let's do this tonight. All right, ladies and gentlemen, kindly type amen if you're with me tonight.
Everything you put your hand go up. You never open doors. You said go be. Everything you put your hand go up. You never open doors. You said go be a boss. Amen. Amen. Every hustler getting paid. Where the hustle go come to pay. Your own in no pay. Amen. If you don't find work, do your own. God said go do your own. And flesh go cover bone. Amen. Amen. If you believe it, say amen. If you believe it, say amen. If you believe it, say amen. 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 Everything you put your hand go up. Your name go open doors. You self go be a boss. Amen. Amen. Everything you put your hand go up. Your name go open doors. You self go be a boss. Amen. Amen.
Amen. Thank you so much, DJ Candid. You're the best. You're the best. You're the best. No one is like you. Keep shining. I like this. I like this. Candid, asante sana. Everything we are gonna put our hands gonna work, and everybody is saying amen, amen, amen. Thank you so much, ladies and gentlemen, for tuning in to Candid Conversation. We are in season 3. I'm telling you, I'm tuning in from in my house, and I'm in darkness, but I believe that you can see me. Thank God to technology, you know, and so it's all dark in here, but I can see your lovely faces. Some of you, asante sana, you can just cheer me up by, you know, if you can turn on your screen, it's fine, or you can show your photo. We're gonna have a good time. My co-host tonight is none other than Janet. Janet, salimia watu tafadhali. Janet, are you there? Janet, I can't hear you. All right, ladies and gentlemen, tonight we're going to have a good time as I wait for Janet to come back. This is your one and only MC Moas. Tonight you're going to have an awesome conversation on the topic resilience. Remember that the whole season we are tackling mental health. We're tackling mental health, and this Candid Conversation is brought to you courtesy Outburst Limited. And at Outburst Limited, they have what we call the Outburst Training Solution for all your corporate training and team building needs. We have Outburst events, and we manage your events, and we keep them lively and make them memorable. We also have the Outburst Holidays and Safaris. If you want to go somewhere, let us know. We'll take you there. We'll make you have a memorable experience, because your memorable experience is the big deal. And then last and not least is our CSR arm, which is bringing you the Candid Conversation. And this, we tackle the wellness and health in our Boot Cancer Challenge, which is our big CSR. But due to COVID, we had to change strategy, you know, take it online. And that's why we brought in Candid Conversations. And this, we are in season 2. It's getting better every night on Tuesday night. And we are having such a blast here on Candid Conversation. I just want to remind you that, ladies and gentlemen, kindly follow us on our social media platforms, you know, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and so on and so forth. And the name to search for is Outburst Limited, and you will find us there. I want to give a big shout out to all our sponsors, who make this a reality, people who have believed in the dream. I want to say asante, but before I do that, to our sponsors, I want to give a big shout out to you, and you, everyone who is watching tonight. Let me tell you, you are a star, because here at Candid Conversation, we say that we enlighten minds, inspire people, and enrich lives. And as long as you're in this platform, just know that you are a star. To all our sponsors, Serena Hotels, we applaud you tonight. We want to say a big thank you to Cakes by Violet, who have been amazing and gracious and have been giving some of us, the participants, cakes right here. And tonight, I think I'm gonna throw one to someone tonight. Namiri, for all our apparel and sportswear. We want to say thank you. I'm wearing one tonight, but unfortunately I'm in darkness. You cannot see me. Keka, asanteni sana for holding our hands. Shako Wangio Photography, you are making us look so amazingly gorgeous on the poster. You know, East Africa School of Psychology, asanteni sana. Warriors, you're hydrating us. You're keeping hydrated. As we talk and talk, we keep going because of you. East Africa Institute of Professional Counseling, we salute you. And Charisma Logistics, you are amazing. Last week, Dr. Ezekiel, you did a fantastic job. And our very own school, Loreto Convent Msongari, you rock. And we say asante sana. Janet, tafadhali salimia watu. Janet,
Good evening, people. How are you? It's good to see you. It's good to see you.
Yeah,
yes, guys, kindly wave in the air. They are one of your cohorts, karibuni sana. To this session, we pray that we'll be able to be blessed. Asanteni sana.
Awesome. I want to say karibu sana Valentine Bogwa. I can see you, Jackie. Irene Karanja, you are the best. Thank you for tuning in. Mahere, asante sana for tuning in. CBV, you're a star. Eda Wanjo, thank you so much. Faith Kehara, asante sana for being here tonight. Dalmas Were, Maze, asante for your support. Wagoi Nyoike, I can see you right there. Jen Ihugo, thank you so much. Kindly let's just send your shout outs. Let's know where you are watching us from. I will be reading them out. Judy Nyutu, asante sana. Kuna mtu mwingine hapo jina yake ni Watu, karibu sana. You're a star. Wendy, thank you so much. Joseph Ndoro, asante sana for tuning in tonight. Tonight we're gonna have an amazing time. And let me tell you that here at Candid Conversation, we don't do this for ourselves. We do this as for charity. And as we do this, we support the hospice here in Kenya. We've been supporting the Gio Hospice, and the number to send your support is 750822. 750822. By the way, ladies and gentlemen, I need you to send something tonight. Number 750822, not at the end of the show, but right now. Janet, maybe if you tell them, they will send. Ebu jaribu.
Come on, guys. Tunataka pesa. 10 bob, 20 bob, 5 bob. We need to support the Gio Hospice.
All right.
We need to support the Gio Hospice. Yes.
We have made a commitment to support these guys. I know the season could be tough, but you know what? We don't receive by holding, we receive by giving. So ladies and gentlemen, tonight, by the way, I have a big surprise for people who will join us in supporting the Gio. Tonight, I have a surprise for you. You who is feeling philanthropic, you who wants to join the list of philanthropists here in Kenya and around the world, by sending your 50, 100, 200, 1,000, whatever it is, just send. Jen, you're tuning in from Utawala. We want to say asante sana. Jane, I tell you, we have gone international. Dalmas Were is
I can see.
But can you see Pauline tuning in from California? Pauline,
California.
Asante sana, Pauline. Yani, you're a star. We are so grateful that you can take time to tune in from California. Valentine Bogwa listening from Kiamburu. Kindly send your shout out. Let's know where you're listening us from, and we'll be grateful. Tonight, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to have a good time. And let me tell you, life is short. So I want to start with dessert, all right? Life is short. We're starting with dessert. We're going to make it great. I can see our guest is ready. All right, Mr. George, I can see that you're ready. But I want you to kindly let us, a Chinese proverb says that he who asks may be a fool for 5 minutes, but he who does not may be a fool for a lifetime. So I don't want you to wait forever to ask your question. Kindly let's do that as the show is going on, and then we will have a Q&A session, and I can promise to you that we will answer those questions. So ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, I want to let you know that, are you preparing to bounce back from a career setback, business failure, health or addiction issues, or even a relationship gone sour? Maybe you are asking for aspiration to make a big change within your own life. Like moving to another city, changing jobs, or changing status, from singlehood to marriage or something like that. Ladies and gentlemen, tonight is your night, because mastering resilience is not letting failure control your mindset. If you can make important decisions without being plagued by the fear of failure, you are ahead of the game. So to unpack this tonight for us is none other than a friend of mine who I have known for quite a while. He's amazing. His story will make you drop your jaw. It will cause you to. It will stir up your faith. It will change your life. He's a graduate from the Bible School of East Africa School of Theology. He's a reverend in a church called KAG Home Church. Najua iko huko Ruai. And he's married to Julia and blessed with 2 daughters. Been married for 17 years. His marriage is also a big story, and he'll tell us about it, okay? And then he's an aggressive advocate against tribalism. He's married to, let me not let that out of the basket, because I know there's a way he puts it that I cannot do it, all right? And he has gone through the test of time, many challenges. He has been there, done that, read the book, signed the t-shirt, did the dance, and tonight he will be unpacking for us this theme on resilience. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to introduce to you Reverend George Omore. Karibu sana, Reverend George Omore, who I like his hashtag. He likes a hashtag, still I rise. He likes that hashtag. When you follow him on Facebook, every time he posts, your hashtag, yoni bamba sana, Pastor Omore. Wale watu wa kizungu mingi tonight, mtashangaa. Karibu sana, Reverend Omore, twende kazi. Ebu tell us, kwa nini kwanza unapenda hiyo still I rise?
Nashukuru. Kwanza, thanks so much, mad thanks for having me tonight. Nashukuru sana. Still I rise is real. Still I rise, ya kwamba still I rise. I took it from Micah 8. Rejoice not over me, my enemy. Even though I've fallen, I shall rise again. Even though I sit in darkness, the Lord shall be my light. So still, that's why I picked it up. Still I rise. Roho juu, lazima tusimame. Yeah. So that's where I picked it up, and up to date, still I rise. I'm not yet done, but still I rise. I know God is with us, and He'll do greater things upon our lives. Yeah.
Awesome.
So,
wow.
Yeah. Wow. Basically, okay, me nimezaliwa Eastlands. I was born in Eastlands way back. This is my 49th year. So that was 1972 then. I was born in Eastlands, raised in Eastlands. And at some point, I lived the community script, which says that there's nothing good can come out of Eastlands. At Eastlands, at some point of time, you'll get involved in crime or stuff. So I grew up just like any other yani tu life ya mtaani, nikaenda shule, soma tu ku Eastlands. Apparently I wasn't smart in school. Nilikuwa wale wajinga kwa class, mpaka wajinga wa class ingine wanasema Mwerewe ni mjinga. Yani that dumb. But nikaendelea tu. There's one thing Waswahili sema, mtoto mleavyo ndivyo avyo. I've been brought up in a musical family. My dad was a musician. He was called Ochenka Baseli. He was a musician, a local musician. So we grew up in a very open space. Like there was no code of ethic in the house. Umeingia saa ngapi, umetoka saa ngapi, umetoka wapi, hakukuwa na hizo maswali. So I would come in the house when I was still a kid in the house, like niko study 1. I find them doing practice, wanafanya hizo ngoma zao practice, and in the process wanakunywa whiskey. So I would ask them, what is this? So wananiambia unataka kuonja. So wananipatia kidogo, naona I twitch. Ile kutwitch is their joy. Wananionyesha. So things like pombe niliziona kitambo kwa nyumba, and that was my opening of probably my downfall at that point of time. Sikusoma poa, nikamaliza shule. In fact, when I did my class 8, we were the first lab rats, so they were not sure if it will work. So when I did my class 8, that was way back 85. I didn't pass well, I failed. Now, joining Form 1 was an issue. I joined Form 1 third term, kwa sababu no school would accept my marks. I joined Form 1 the next.
Oh, Omore, karibu sana. You're on mute. Kindly unmute yourself. Yes.
All right. Sorry for that hitch.
Yes. Karibu. Welcome back.
Wow. Oh, thank you. Hizi vitu zimejengwa na mikono ya binadamu. So ziko hapa na pale. So that was basically, I did my study. I didn't do well. It was a challenge going to secondary school. Kaingia shule. Within 4 years, apparently within 4 years, because I had a rough time. Nilianza kutumia like smoking, kutumia mabangi nini, way back in Form 1. So my secondary life, school wasn't all that good. Within 4 years, nilienda shule 3, 4 years. Ya kwanza nikaenda, nikafukuzwa. Ya pili, I wasn't all that good. Wakuni accept. Nikaenda ya 3. That's where I did my O levels. Way back in 89, and I didn't do well in my O levels. I failed. I got an E for excellence. I wouldn't want anybody to get that, and I failed miserably. But one thing I've realized is that failure is just an event. Failure is an occurrence. Failure is not something it's not an inborn trait. It's not who I am. So I don't live like an E student. I don't behave like an E student. I realized that it's just an event. It's an occurrence. Something that happened. I picked up myself and moved on. But apparently, after doing my class 8, my Form 4, my O levels, my dad at that point of time was in jail. Alikuwa amefungwa na mambo ya politics. So alipotoka kwa jail akakuja, tukaanza kazi na yeye, mambo ya music. So at that point of time, I got exposed to club life at a very young age. Club life, clubbing, alcohol and stuff at a very young age. And that opened a leeway for so many things to happen in my life. I got used to violence at a very early age. club life ina mambo ya vita sana. Mimi nilikuwa nalipisha kwa mlango na yeye anacheza ngoma huko kwa club. Mtu akikuja anataka kuingia kaa jalipa, we start a fight, we pick up a fight. Na yeye anaweka gitaa chini na kuja kumsaidia vita. So I got exposed to violence at a very early age, and that opened door to just stuff. And I started doing drugs at some point of time. Nikaanza kutumia madawa, kuvuta bangi, nilivuta mpaka ikaniambia niichemshe. I did stuff, and it opened. The more my nervous system became strong to drugs and stuff, I did hardcore drugs, and at some point of time, I fell out with so many other things. With my family, relationships fell out to level 0. And we fell out with my dad because I would steal his stuff, his musical equipments, to sustain my drug line. I couldn't work at all. So drugs and crime are conjoined twins. At some point of time, utajipata tu kama ulianza kutumia sijui nini, at some point of time you wouldn't work. So for me to sustain my drug line, I had to nikaanza kuiba vitu. At first it was petty, a petty thief, naiba vitu, but eventually it became hardcore. Tunanyonga watu mitaani, we break out, house breaking, and I did stuff. Up to date, I still regret. Kuna watu hawaja believe nilichange. Kuna mama moja nilichange akaniambia, kama uliokoka nirudishie carpet yangu. Nilibuibia carpet. So I'm never proud of what I did, but it happened. And my life went level 0. Ilienda chini kabisa, where my relationship with my parents went level 0. I could not communicate with them. In fact, nyumba ilikuwa inafungwa, kifungu inapeana kwa jirani ama kwa duka, kwa sababu they can't leave me and trust me to be in the house alone. I'll steal everything. Nitaiba vijiko, sahani, nitaiba vitu nipeleke kwa nyumba ya changa, probably exchange kwa nyumba ya heroin, nipewe some joint, nisikie at least niko poa. And I would come kwa house, kwa nyumba, wow. I would come kwa nyumba napata wamefunga na vunja louvers za dirisha. Yani kama kuna kitu naweza vuta, kama kuna vitambata za meza ziko karibu, anything that I would just steal. Napata wamesukuma vitu karibu na dirisha. So out of vile nimekasirika na ngoma curtains. Niliba curtains za mama yangu mpaka aliwacha kuweka curtains. Now crime became a very dangerous issue. Ikafika mahali sasa kwa ni tricky for me. Kwa sababu mnezenda watu kuiba mahali, wawili washikwe, wachapwe mob, wakufe, mwingine apigwe mob aende kufia kwa jela kwa sababu ya injuries, and a couple of friends of mine walikufa. Nika kwa very tricky situation, and I really desired change, to come out from what I became an environmental hazard. Nobody would want to see me, nobody would want to associate with me. I lived like a bat. Jioni tunatokea, mchana hauko. Everybody wasn't, my life was just down low. So I really desired change, but I couldn't change with my own human efforts. I tried to change, to reform. Let me use the word reform. I tried to reform, but it was tricky for me. It was really tricky for me, and I needed transformation, a total change, a real total change. So what made me change? I had a near-to-death experience. It's a long story, probably cut it short. It was a near-to-death experience. Nilienda kuiba kwa soko fulani huko Korokocho. Kutoka soko mjinga way back 92. Sasa kwa ile soko nilikuwa tumeenda kuzoea kwenda kuibia watu wa mama mboga. Mama mboga ikangi pesa yao mbali. Wanainuanga kwa kitambaa, wanaeka hapo ama just somewhere karibu na kasuku. So we'll go there, tutasema tunaenda round ya Herode. And we'll na mapanga, vijana, teenagers, we are like 14 guys. Tunanyanyasa soko mzima. So we used to do that for a while, lakini hiyo siku alikasirika. Soko mzima, the whole market ganged up against us. Wakaanza kupiga nduru. It was a raising alarm that the guys wale waizi wameingia. So tukavamiwa, tukashikwa vijana watatu. And that was my third time kupigwa mob, but this time it was bad. Nilipigwa kwa soko, nilipigwa. So nilikimbia nikajifunga, nikaitoza kona where they sell bananas. So hakukuwa na tairi ya kunichoma. wakaanza kufunika na matawi za mandizi, wakanifunika na matawi za mandizi. Meanwhile they were looking for, wanatafuta matiles waniekelee wanichome, so wakanimwagia mafuta taa. So niko kule chini, I was a seasoned thief. So you die before you really die. A seasoned thief, ukiona mwizi anapigwa, analia, anapiga, huyo si mwizi. Lakini mwizi ananyamaza, anajifanya amekufa, sasa ni mwizi. So I really, they thought I was dead. So wakanifunika na matawi. Na in that process, ile harufu ya mafuta taa ikapita kwa mapua yangu. And I knew I was, this is the day. Nikajua leo sitoboi. Leo ngazi yangu imeteremka. Leo nimejipeana, yani I'm done. And within a fraction of like 5 minutes, like 2 minutes, my whole life flashed through my mind. Regrets. I wasn't to come. Leo hata sikuwa nikuje. Mamangu ameniambia niwache hii maisha ya wizi, ya ukora, madawa, nini. Yani regrets, and I knew I was dying. Hakuna vile ningetoboa. Nishamwagilia mpaka mafuta taa. Hakuna vile ningetoboa. So in that situation, nikamwambia Mungu, nipatie nafasi kuishie. Nipatie nafasi. I didn't want to die at that age. I was still young. I was 22. I was still young. But nimefanya mambo within 22. Yani nimefanya vitu. I've done so many crazy stuff. And my adrenaline was pumping. I was my body was weak, but my spirit was alive. Na nikaamka kwa hizo matawi, nikaamka. So ile kuamka na ile strength niko nayo, nikaanza kukimbia. Pia wakanipatia nafasi, wameshtuka, amefufuka. Wakanipatia nafasi na nikakimbia. I ran to nowhere, but I'm just running. Na nikafika mwisho ilikuwa Nairobi River. Nikaingia Nairobi River. Nairobi River hapo ni chafu. Huko Rokocho, it's sewage, raw sewage. Na nikaingia huko, najaribu kutoka pande ile nyingine because it's kwa imejikula due to soil erosion daily huko chini. Wananipiga na mawe huko chini. Ni wanataka kunipiga na mawe huko chini wanimalizie. Somehow nikapata nafasi, nikatoka kwa hiyo mto the other side. I thank God today that Nairobi River ndio iliniokoa. Hakuna mtu alikubali kuingia kwa maji ya mavi kunifuata pande hiyo nyingine. Vile nilivuka Nairobi River, naye Mungu alipoteza kibiriti huko kwa soko. Soko mzima kibiriti those days was like 30 cents. Nunua 2 na sumni. Lakini alikosa kibiriti. Hiyo nafasi nikaamka, nikakimbia kwa mto, nikavuka Nairobi River. Nobody, hakuna mtu alikubali kuvuka nisaidie pande, anifuate pande nyingine. So when I reached the other side, because it was around 2, nikaangalia kule nimetoka. I saw a black smoke, a black solid smoke inatoka kwa soko. Wale marafiki zangu walichomwa. Mabeste wangu waliwashwa. Now at that point of time, that was a close, near to death experience. I really desired change. I wanted to change. I really wanted to change, but with my human efforts, I could not. So after a while, I realized that it's only God who can change. June 1993, for the first time, I knelt down. It was 23rd on a Wednesday, around 3 p.m. I knelt down. I had guys who were preaching to me. They were sharing the gospel to me. And I accepted Jesus as my Lord and Savior. And that was my turning point. That was my turning point. Though I was low, I had nothing to do, but my spirit was changed. My spirit was changed. Changed. From there on, I asked God, why have you kept me alive? Kwa nini umeniweka hai? Mungu akaniambia nimekuweka hai unitumikie. And that's what I'm doing up to date. That's what I'm doing. I'm living for that. I'm living for God. I don't have regrets up to now. Amen.
Amazing story there, Reverend Omore. You know, Yani story yako is like a movie. It's like a movie. We want to say asante sana. I just want us to share the photos of how this guy looked those days compared to him today. You know, Elizabeth Edwards says he stood in the storm. When he was describing Omore, he stood in the storm. And when the wind did not blow him away, he adjusted the sail. Look at that guy, you know, 22-year-old, ameona mambo yote. And then that is the Omore before and the Omore after, okay? That's the Omore before right there. That's the guy. And then the before and after. And the guy, ule jamaa alikuwa mjinga shule ndio amegraduate bad. Omore, what a transformation. And then let me see that other photo with him and his family. No, Omore Sema. Just go back, just go all the way back. Let him give the story of his photos. One moment, Danny, just from the top. Go ahead, Omore.
Wow. Hapa wachana nayo. Hapa niko kwa chief, niwaambia nitoe kofia nikakata kutoa kofia. Kanipiga picha ya exhibit. Hapa this was 1990. Nimetoka shuleni yeah. This was bad. This was bad. And I was worn out.
George, what comes to your mind when you see these photos? And thank you for sharing these photos with us. But what comes to your mind when you see these photos and then the last one? Let me see the last photo. You know, he has a beautiful photo there with his family today. That's the before and after. Let's see. There you go. When you see that photo and this one, what do you have to say?
When I see these photos, I believe change is possible. Change is possible. It is possible. As far as you're alive, your heart is beating, God has kept you alive, you have the breath of life, you have 1,000,001 chances of change. You have 1,000,001 chances of making. So don't define your life with your current situation, with your current challenges, with your current happenings. Your current location has nothing to do with the destination. So when I look at where I was and where I am today, I thank God change is possible. It is very possible to change. So never give up. Keep hope alive. Keep hope alive. Na hapo kwa kofia ka nimegraduate. Hapo kwa graduation.
Hey.
Hapa. Unajua nilikuwa wale wajinga wale shule mpaka wajinga wengine wasema mimi nilikuwa mjinga. Na kuna mwalimu mmoja alisema alikuwa discipline master. Alikuwa nipiga I wale ili iwe funzo kwa wengine. Nilikuwa napigwa kwa parade daily kwa sababu nifanya makosa. Always in a mix kwa makosa. Now you'll never wear an academic gown in your life. You will never. Na mtafuta nione kule niko. So failure, if you fail probably in your exams, if you fail in some things, it doesn't mean you can never. Failure is unhappening. It's not an inborn trait. It's not your character. So I failed my exams. I got an E for excellence. Up to date, nearly failed maths. And that I thank God up to date hakuna mwalimu kutana na logarithms na sijui radius, sijui sin theta, algebra, sina mwalimu kutana nazo. But I can count my blessings without using a computer, without using a calculator. And I graduated. I wore an academic gown. So which means that it is possible. It is possible to rise up again. It is possible to rise up from your challenges. It is possible to make it again.
Awesome, Pastor More. Amazing. You know, Robert F. Kennedy and alisema, only those who dare to fail greatly can ever achieve greatly. So if you have failed before, it's not the end of the road. When we come back, ladies and gentlemen, I want us to have a Q&A session for Dr. Mori. But for now, what kunywe maji ya Warriors. Janet, could you kindly appreciate our sponsors and then ambia watu waeke pesa kwa till, because we made a commitment and we must give to the hospice. Janet, go ahead.
Yes. Karibuni sana. I want to appreciate our sponsors, Serena Hotels. Thank you for the space that you give us. Violet, Cakes by Violet, your amazing cakes. Kwanza Moas, tumeambia watu wanashinda cake leo.
Nilikuwa nimeweka kama theory, but someone must go away with a cake from Cakes by Violet. She has given a wonderful cake. We must surprise someone tonight. Go ahead.
Yes, we must surprise somebody tonight. Thank you, Charisma Logistics. Thank you, Kefka. Thank you, Loreto Convent. Thank you, East Africa Institute of Professional Counseling. Asanteni sana kwa kutu support. Photography, Shakio, thank you very much. Warriors, kama mjai kunywa maji tamu, kunyweni Warriors. Itabidi mnunue Warriors. Na kama kawaida, guys, for us to continue doing this work, for us to support Thigio, kindly contribute to our till number. Na tumesema inaweza kuwa 10 bob, 20 bob, 5 bob, shilingi moja, because we have to support our people. And our till number is 750822. 750822. Thank you so much for the people who are sponsoring. Thank you so much for the people who are giving. Kindly give so that you can also be able to support our guys in the hospice. Thank you very much, Moss.
Asante sana. Mimi na Pastor Morel kwa naburudika hapa na Warriors. Ladies and gentlemen, I am hosting you live in the dark, you know, not in darkness, but in the dark. That's why tonight you can't see me because I have a blackout, but thank God technology has enabled us to still have this going. Omore, as I want people to ask their questions, just a few comments that I have seen. Let me read them out. Rudy is saying, always inspiring to hear Pastor Omore's story. Joroge Kibatia is saying, amazing. God is gracious. He is God of second chances. To him be all honor and glory. Jane is saying, it's God, isn't God good? God is so good. Pauline from California anasema, all glory be to God. Yani Pastor More, life yako inafanya mtu akiwa majua aseme glory be to God. Irene anasema, I could listen to Pastor Omore all day, truly inspiring. My friend Lorenzo is saying the end of a matter is better than its beginning, for sure, all right? And then CBV anasema, I have never understood why some teachers were so mean. By the way, if you're here tonight and you're a teacher, kindly, all right? Let's speak positivity to people, okay? Hata ukiona mtoto wa material, mwambie they can still make it. Let's be more encouragers than people who discourage people. CBV, there is cake. Make sure you get the cake. All right. So, ladies and gentlemen, kindly shoot your questions to Omore. All right. But my first one, Omore, mtoto wa Kabaseli. All right. I don't know if Candid, you can get that music from the dad. Tusikia tu zile mziki the dad used to play. But Jojo More, Kabaseli, kwa nini wewe haukuwa musician?
No, I was a musician by the up to date. I play bass guitar. It's in the system. I play bass, but my other brothers are only musicians. They play secular. I mean, which is a bass at a church. Kabla ni preach me to nikona bass guitar. I play bass. So at some point I do it.
Oh, amazing. So Pastor Morel, just tell us. You know, you said that it is God. You know, you could not do it by your own might, but it had to take God. But what has made you, you know, stand until today? I mean, like, you have not gone back. You know, last week we were tackling we were talking about inside addiction. All right?
Yeah.
Addiction. People, what may struggle na pombe, na sigara, na bangi, and they cannot come out of it. What has enabled you to look this good and to be clean so far?
Wow. Basically, okay, I can say it's grace. Definitely it's grace and God himself. But one thing I did is that now when I got born again and up to date, I still do it. My bishop will encourage me, be busy for God and God will be busy for you. The scripture, Ecclesiastes, the last chapter, Solomon dedicates it to the young people, and he says, a young man, remember your God in your youthful life before the days of trouble come. So that's what I did. I just got involved in ministry. I changed my life kabisa, ministry kabisa, and I did everything, odd jobs. Mimi niliosha church, nilibandika posters za crusade. I was in the sound system. I did everything. I was just busy because if kama singefanya hivyo, I would be idle. So that's what made me, and up to date, I just gave myself fully because Mungu nilimuuliza swali moja, why have you kept me alive? Nilikuwa najidunga na rafiki yangu, tunatumia sindano moja, heroin, tunajidunga, unalala, mimi naamka, yeye kesho nasikia alidedi, overdose. At some point nilipigwa mob, nikatoboa. So niliuliza Mungu, you've kept me alive, nimefanya mamambo, nimekunywa madawa, overdose, lakini bado niko high. Akaniambia, I've kept you alive so that you may serve me. So that's what I did. And it's imeniskuma neema na kuwa too busy for Christ. Yeye ndo anapeana uzima, peana uhai. So I give it back to him. Wow.
Great. In this season, and I know that you
Sikupati poa
money
Mwas, repeat the question.
Sikupati poa Mwas. Ina hata. Wow. Mwas, sikupati, probably kuna technical hitch somewhere, but I can't get you clearly.
Acha naweza uliza tukingoja. Pasi, uko na nini mzuri sana. Story yako ni poa sana. So naweza kuulizaje, what do you do when you're discouraged? Ufanya nini ukiwa discouraged?
Yeah. So when I'm discouraged, I realize that it's understanding that life has challenges.
Yes.
So it's, I have to understand that life has challenges. It's not something unique. It's not something strange. There's nothing wrong with me. So I first admit faith does not refuse to face reality. What it does is looks beyond human difficulties to God and His promises. When I get nikipata my challenges, I realize it happens.
Yeah.
COVID, like now, COVID affect everybody. Kama ya kuinfect imekuwa affect. Si job, si kazi, yani everywhere. Biashara, mpaka church imetufikia, tuli shut down. So one thing I understand first, it's not me. There's nothing wrong with me. It's a challenge. It's happening, and I'll pick it up again. So najipa roho juu, najichoka. I just encourage myself, knowing that it's not a mistake. I am a miracle. And I encourage myself with the word of God. David alisema, even though I'm passing through, it's not where I live. My challenge is not permanent. It's not my residence. David says, even though I'm passing through the valley of the shadow of death, I'm passing through. Passing through something. It's never permanent. It's temporal, and every challenge has an expiry date. That's the joy. So whenever I'm discouraged, I'm low, either financially or any challenge, hata kama ni sickness, najua it's not permanent, just for a while, and I'm passing through. I'm coming out better, not bitter.
Yes.
Wow.
Nice story ya mental health, Pasi. Unaweza tuambiaje na mental health?
Now, mental health.
Ukiunganisha story yako na mental health.
So what tunafaa kujua hivi? The most influential thing in your life is what you take in most. What will influence your life? What you take in most, what you feed yourself with. So mentally, if you feed yourself with negativity, definitely you'll go low. So what you feed your mind with, what you feed your spirit with, is what will determine who you are. You are a product of what you feed yourself with. So if you feed yourself with positivity, mentally, you have to be mentally stable. Mentally ni kitu muhimu sana. You have to be mentally stable. Hata watu wa shule, watu fuatilia grades. Parents, we pursue grades za watoto. Mental stability ya mtoto ni muhimu kuliko grades zile anapata shule. Anaweza kuwa anapata ma A ni, lakini mentally haiko stable, as in operate normally. Moja anaweza kuwa anashika vitu shule, lakini operate how you live your day-to-day normal life. So mentally, I would say what you feed yourself with is what will determine who you are. So choose what you feed yourself with, choose what gets into your mind, choose what you feed your spirit with. Have a good support system around you and maintaining positive relationship. What to avoid discouragers. People who will say it's not possible. Well,
Yes.
avoid discouragers. Hang out with people. I don't support at the birds of the same feather flock together. So if I'm a failure, I don't hang out with failures. No. We wouldn't. That's a secular speech and shouldn't be followed, that the birds of the same feather flock together. So if I'm a failure, I hang out with failures. No. Hang out with positive people, a good support system, the people around you. Choose your friends wisely. You'll be mentally stable. When you hang out with people who will say it's not possible, alafu, avoid pity parties. Pity parties. Please, let me say this. Kuna vitu mbili hazina huruma, life and time. Life haina huruma, ndio maana kuna watu sasa huko Goma wanapelekwa na volcano. Na watu wengine huko kopoa, watu wengine maji na wapeleka, wengine wanataka hiyo maji. Kuna mwingine anapanga mazishi leo, kuna mwingine anapanga harusi. That's life. 50-50. Asubuhi, jioni, Mungu, shetani, female, male, and negative, positive. So that's life. Yeah, so unafaa kuwa roho juu. Avoid pity party, hakuna kujumuruma. Time. You waste time, you'll never recover it again. And in fact, time uskia. You abuse it, the revenge. The revenge. So you just encourage yourself. You pick it up your life like a phoenix. Yeah.
I like that. Pasi. Sasa sisi tulikuwa na keki ya kushinda leo. Mwas? Mwangi? Umerudi?
Wow, Mwas. Wow, Mwas.
At the end of the show, right? Let's do this at the end of the show.
Mwas amepotea. Ni kama anasema tutafanya hiyo at the end of the show.
It's okay.
Guys, any questions? If you want to ask Pasi any questions, kindly write on the chat as Mwas had indicated. And then we will ask Pasi even as he continues to share. Pasi, encouragement yako kwa wasee inaweza kuwa nini? Especially in this season. No, umetupatia a lot of encouragement, but I like what Maurice Onyango is saying. Christ transformation and resilience personified. I love that. So, Pasi, tafadhali tueleze.
So once again, I would say like this situation that we undergo in COVID may affect everybody. Kama ija kuinfect, it has affected you somehow, financially, biashara, nini. But what we have to do, we have to know that it's not permanent. Itapita. As long as itapita, it will go through. So it's not something that we are not dwelling here. We don't pitch a permanent place in this.
Yes.
We change our mentality. Paul says that even though our outward man is wasting away, yet the inward man should be new day by day. So we fix our eyes not on what is happening.
Yes.
We fix our eyes on the unseen. We see ahead. We see greatness.
Yes.
Let me say this. Don't let your environmental happenings determine or define your life. Like now, what is happening around us, don't let it define who we are. Our environmental happenings, COVID situation imetuchapa, imekuwa kila mahali, mpaka imeingia kwa manyumba. Sasa ndio watu wanafight kwa mafamily kuliko siku zingine zote. We have had gender-based violence got the increase. Hawajazoea kuja kwa house moja, lockdown, hawajazoea. So if we let the happenings affect our life, determine and define who we are, we're going to lose this fight. So we just fix our eyes beyond and above this. Tunaangalia, tunajua. You wake up in the morning, have a good self-image, avoid pity party, kujiekelea mkono hapa, unafudanganya una consider. Kumeni huruma unajionea.
Pasi swali ingine. But before I go to the questions, guys, remember we are fundraising. Outbus is trying to fundraise to go to Thigio Hospice. As you can see, today we want to raise some funds so that you can actually go there and check out and even give and do some donations for them. And our till number is 70. Danny, kindly share 70. 750822 75. Kama unaweza toa kitu kidogo kama 5 bob, kama 10 bob, kama 20 bob, tuende tuone hao majamaa. Wenye Pasi anasema COVID imeharibu vitu mob, lakini kama tunaweza kuwa the helping hand that we can, then let's be that. Let's be that. Let's be that. Thank you so much, Danny. This is a till number 750822. Tutoeni kitu kidogo twende tukawaone wase wetu wenye wako na cancer huko hospice. Hata tukiwaona, tukiwa encourage, tukiombea na pia tukiombea, tukitrust God for healing. Asante sana. Pasi, naona hapa SCBV anauliza, what pulled you to serving as a pastor after getting saved? Ni nini hiyo ilikupulu serve kama Pasi?
Okay. I wouldn't say like the river finds its way. Hata ukijaribu kaka ukuta inatafuta tu njia. The river will always find its way to the sea. So giving myself to God, definitely working in church. I got busy for Christ. God opened ways. Hakuja kwa bedroom akaniambia, oh my son Omore, today I'm calling you to be a pastor. No. Hakuna ile calling ati Nicole. No, I just God was confirming my call with the openings that came ahead of me. The openings. The more I gave myself, I love to say this: availability is your ability. So the more I became available for Christ, the more the ability He gave me. So I just the more I gave myself I was available. God opened ways. He opened ways. He opened doors. Nikakuja nikaoa, akafungua mlango nini na nini, nikaserve.
Pasi kuna swali hiyo kuoa. Pasi kuna swali hiyo kuoa. Atuliambiaje bibi yako, how did you inform your wife about your past life, and did she fear that you'll backslide? Uanze kuibia watu hapa tena.
Funny enough ya kushangaza ni kwamba wife yangu alinijua kabla, aliniona before. Aliniona.
Ukiwa hiyo life yako?
Aliniona vile nilikuwa, alikuwa anakuja mtaani, anaona anatuogopa. Kwanza mama tulikuwa tunakaa fuatia hapo, unajua kuko mahali mnafuatia hapo, anafuatia sijui wapi hapo ndo nisipite hapo. But alikuwa nilijua before na nilipokoka I had to prove myself. It was a turnabout. So nikakoka the community that I'm born again, nikasimama na nikakuja. Ngali nisumbua kidogo, lakini nikaanza kumkatia 97 nikamwoa 204. Why? Yes,
what ilikuwa kazi? Asante.
Nashukuru.
Asante Pasi. Asante. Masi ndio ameuliza, do you regret your earlier years and what advice will you give to the youth? Na nitacombine na iPhone. iPhone. iPhone anasema, what were you going through in your youth and how is your relationship with your sibling? Ulipata any support hapo? Ulipata any emotional support during that season, and what were you going through? Alafu, do you regret what you went through, and what advice can you give to the youth?
Okay. Regret is okay. I'm not happy. I wouldn't say I regret, but I'm not happy of what I did and I went through. I didn't like, I'm not happy. I'm not proud of the things that I did. I'm not proud I did drugs. Kuna watu niliopatia hasara, sifurahi mpaka wa leo, hata wengine waamini. So I'm not proud. I still regret at some point. Kuna vitu na regret kwa sababu ningekuwa mbali sana if I wouldn't have done some stuff. So there's that regret. I did some stuff, but ilinichanua. Hizo my experience ilinichanua saa hii azinitishi. The world, I always say, let the world admire the church, not the church to admire the world. Saa hii wataniambia nini, I did stuff. Mimi ni mjanja wa Yesu, mjuaji, kuna kaujuaji niko nako, nilitia huko ndo ilinisharpen. So hapo ndio ilinisaidia. Alafu my siblings saa hii when I got born again, so was the set standard. Hakuna kitu naweza fanya zaidi ya mimi, kama Omore aliokoka, sasa mimi ni nani? So so I became a set standard in the house. So I always go beyond what I did. So they follow my steps. Yes. They follow my steps. They tone down.
Yes.
To my kids, I have a good, they know watu wangu muambia ndio wasijaribu kufika huko. So they know I share the pictures with them. They're girls, I've raised them kabisa na ngangana. I show them, I tell them this is what I did. this is bad, siwafichi kwa sababu nikiwaficha somebody else will tell them. So I keep them real. I tell them, they know my story. They know what I did. They have seen my pictures. Other places, I tell them, this place, don't step, don't go, don't try, don't test. I keep it real with them.
Wow. Asante sana. Pasi, thank you very much. Mwas, are you back?
All right, I'm back. I want to say thank you so much, Pastor George Omore. You are truly a shining star to this generation. Thank you for your story. Thank you for your encouragement. Asante sana. Mazee umetubarikia yetu yote. We are truly grateful for taking your time to be with us. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for those who have sent their support. We still need your support. We made a commitment that we will support the GIO. We need to go there. We need to take a check that has your signature on it. So kindly send your support, and the number to send your support on the till number is 750-822, 750-822. And as you do that, you'll be touching a life, you'll be changing a life. There are vulnerable people there in the hospice, people with cancer, battling cancer, and the families cannot go see them and as they used to because of COVID, but we want to stand with them, and so kindly do that. And then we always keep our promises, and so tonight we want to keep our promise by giving out the cake that we decided that you guys must eat. And so shock, we did not say who and how to win the cake, but tulikuwa tumeficha white. And so tonight the person winning the cake is the person who sent their first transaction, because the Bible says that give and it shall come back to you, good measure, pressed down, shaken together and running over. So it did not matter how much they were sending. What mattered was their heart, who was sending and who was sent that first. And so the guy who is taking home the cake, it will be delivered to you and you will show it off. Courtesy Cakes by Violet is none other than Randall. Randall, asante sana. You are the first person to send your support. We want to say asante sana. You get yourself that delicious cake. It will come to you. It will come your way. Courtesy Cakes by Violet. And so, ladies and gentlemen, let's continue giving, because that's the only way that we receive. Our parting shot tonight is from the great African President Nelson Mandela, the president of South Africa, and he said that the greatest glory in living lies not in never failing, but in rising every time we fall. I will repeat. Nelson Mandela said that the greatest glory in living lies not in never failing, but in rising every time we fall. This has been your MC, and that's how we end and wrap it up tonight with hashtag Still I Rise. Hashtag Still I Rise. Courtesy George Omore. You have been amazing. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. Let's meet again next week, same time on Tuesday. At 8 to 9, and we shall have an awesome time. Until then, it's adios amigo. Goodbye, Janet.
Thank you guys very much. Thank you, Pasi More. Your story is phenomenal, and I pray that may we be transformed through your story. Guys, looking forward to seeing you next week. Keep it here, keep it locked. Hashtag Still I Rise.
Still I rise.
Yes.
Still I rise. Asante sana. God bless you. Asante George Omore. Umeni bless Leo. Thank you for being a star. Let's keep doing this as a